Assalamualaikum and very good morning. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Afiq Aiman Hudson, metric number 2019183332. I'm from class R801114D. Today, I would like to present about the study on the current situation of plantation crops in Malaysia. In this morning, I will present about the paddy or known as Oryza sativa. The first situation is effect of COVID-19 to paddy plantation and industry. The first COVID-19 case was reported on 25 January 2020 and keep increasing rapidly day by day. Due to that, government introduced MCO or known as Malaysian Control Order, where all sectors, including agriculture, are shut down in order to reduce the case. Many sectors are affected with MCO 1.0. After several months and also the number of cases showed reducing better, government loosened up the rules where essential services including agriculture can operate but with SOP that has been stated. To be honest, after MCO 1.0 and continue with 2.0 and right now is 3.0, Malaysian paddy plantation and also industry not very affected due to can operate as usual. Besides, even central country refuse to export their rice, paddy in Malaysia is not well affected because only 30% of the paddy from the import while 70% of paddy from local. Moreover, the minor problem that happened to farmers due to pandemic situation is they need to face roadblock where cause heavy traffic jam. This condition implies to the farmers that stay far from their paddy plantations. This will increase their time to arrive at paddy field. For example, if they start at 10 a.m., they need to stop at 12 p.m. due to hot weather. This will increase their productivity of paddy. Other than that, government also helped the farmers by giving about RM150 million ringgit to the farmers as incentive. The next topic that I will discuss is about the relationship between climatic changes and also the paddy conditions. On January 2020, paddy faced a long period of drought season where there are no rains about 80 days that caused the paddy shrink and death. Many farmers lost about 1.5 million when their paddy shrink and cannot do anything but only just remove it and wait for rainy season to plant the new paddy. Besides, many states still depend the water from the river and also rainfall. But with the long drought season, the river also become dry and cannot supply water to the paddy plant. The farmer also left their paddy plot abandoned. Thus, many risks are gross. More costs and workmen need to carry out when the new planting needs to be done. Another climatic changes that happen is heavy thunderstorm at states that commonly the major production of paddy such as Perlis, Kedah, Kelantan and also Selangor and Perak. This can be proved by the indicators shown by meteorology department in this picture. Certain paddy varieties such as tall varieties may face paddy lodging as it easily bend down as the strong wind and heavy rain imposed to that paddy type. For my last topic, the current situation of paddy is the new species of stem borer found by MADA on 2020. In this picture is the yellow stem borer, pink stem borer and striped stem borer, and the last picture is dark-headed stem borer. At the adult stage, this species cannot be differentiated because it is similar, but at the larval stage, we can know the types. For example, the dark-headed stem borer with its dark-headed head. This pest at early stage, which is larval stage, they tend to damage the tissues of paddy stem. This will cause the paddy shoots to change color from green to brown and soon dry and easily fall, which is known as the shoot dead. The paddy also can be easily being put by hand. At the flowering stage, this paddy attacks the rice stalk. This stalk is known as white fruits. The rice stalk will change color from green to white color. I think commonly this pest is attack paddy plant that will use transfer method. I think that's all for my session. I hope you enjoy with my slide. Thank you, and so let's proceed to another presenter.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Meor Azmin bin Meor Harris and my metric number is 2019-245 and 394. And today, I will share to you my part of study on current situation in plantation, which is cocoa in Malaysia. So, I put the current situation of cocoa into three categories. The first one is living income, next one is human rights, and lastly, environmental protection. So, for living income, we will discuss about low farm gate prices and low yields of cocoa. Next one, on human rights, we will discuss about child labor and low wages for workers. And lastly, for environmental protection, we will discuss about deforestation. Okay, now let's go. Okay, the current situation of living income in cocoa plantation is low farm gate prices. So why this situation happened? It's because of huge impact on cocoa or chocolate consumption due to pandemic. So during a pandemic, Movement Control Order or MCOs was initiated in Malaysia to prevent the spread of COVID-19. So why? During MCOs, there will be a restriction on mobility of consumers. For example, airport, gas station in highway, and souvenir store was a popular destination that sell a lot of chocolate. But during the lockdown, during the pandemic, the sale of chocolate was decreased. Next, the second situation is low yield of cocoa production, which is obviously due to reduce in labor because of lockdown. In Malaysia, the most workers in plantation sectors are foreign workers from Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, and Philippines. But due to lockdown, they were sent back to their own country. As Malaysian, cocoa plantation have to follow the rules set by the government as this is one of the precautions to reduce the spread of COVID-19 in Malaysia. Now, the next situation is on human rights, which is situation of child labor. This is because promises by all cacao sector in 2015 to handle child labor issues has reached significantly low level. Because of this, more monitoring to all cacao plantation sector have to be done. Moving on to the low wages for workers. Since smallholders are being paid to grow cacao trees, reduce in wages mean reduce the spirit for smallholders to continue growing a cacao trees. Thus, production of cacao may decline even further. Last but not least, on the left side is situations involving cocoa industry concerning of environment protection, which is deforestation. Cocoa industry have to make more land for cocoa plantation, but this leads to a situation of losing of biodiversity and habitat. So I think that's all from me. And now let's move on to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rahman bin Rahim, and today I will be talking about the study that are conducted on the situation that has impacted pepper plantation in Malaysia. So let's take a look at the first situation. To begin with, the first situation that happened is a decrease in pepper production. This is due to the new implemented system of Movement Control Order, or MCO, that insists all of Malaysian citizens on staying at home and the closing of a few working sector. Agricultural sector is included in the first Movement Control Order. The Director General of Malaysian Pepper Board stated that the pepper plantation has been poorly maintained in this time. Activities such as harvesting and fertilizing has been delayed for a period of time. To counter this tragedy, the Federal Attorney General Chamber has drafted a licensing and a regulation control to the export volume of pepper. This license will ensure the export volume and demand were controlled. It is also to maintain the high product of pepper quality that were produced by Malaysia, and it is also to ensure the premium price of the pepper is preserved and well maintained. Next, In conjunction with the previous situation, the Malaysian board also were eyeing and looking for a new foreign investor outside of Malaysia, such as in the country of Japan, Korea, and Singapore. So, the Malaysian paper board wanted to attract this investor to invest on our paper plantation for an upscaling project that will help smallholder farmers to increase their productions and their planting output. This investor will help them by supplying monies and commodities to all the smallholder farmer around Malaysia. The investor that they were looking for were firm owners, hotel owner, and restaurants that can potentially support the plantation needs and commodities, and also applying a constant a constant demand of paper export. Sorry. So, lastly, is a rise in paper prices. This is caused by the production shortfall that the paper demand is getting higher and the supply are getting lower or decreasing in recent time. The paper price has increased, giving a smallholder a hard time to keep up with the demand. With this export demand, smallholder have to increase their input costs to more labor, planting, and maintenance costs. It is stated that the producing nation has taken action to cut off production output to preserve the price for getting even more higher. So that is all for me. Thank you. We'll move on to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fahmi bin Yusof. My matric number 2019647092. Today I want to present about study on current situation of pineapple plantation in Malaysia. My title for today is Pineapple Price RM1 ringgit to avoid dumping of pineapple on the farm in Malaysia. In pandemic COVID-19 in Malaysia and in the world, pineapple operators are unable to sell pineapple to foreign market because all the people not out from home because they scared of the pandemic of COVID-19. Entrepreneurs have to bear hard losses because their agriculture product cannot be marketed on the world. Wholesale and trader cannot buy the agriculture crop due in PKP in our country because they cannot go to the plantation because many of police have roadblock in the road to take care of her. Next. Pineapple tree crop yield increase but sale decrease. Farmer has to bear hard losses due to non-farming crop. As usual, red pineapple should be left for so long as not to damage the quality of the fruit. It causes pineapple dumpling because the fruit is harvested but cannot be sold to wholesaler or the trader in Malaysia. Therefore, farmer feel a hard loss for the current economy of farmer and also treated the national economy also due cannot getting any revenue from the pineapple economy. Pineapple is also one source for the use of food products such as canning product and others. This photo I show the farmer affected by COVID-19 pandemic in Johor Bahru. Lastly, a new approach used by farmer. Based on the article, farmer has tried to promote their crop on the social media. These farmers are used applications such as WhatsApp, Facebook, or other media source to promote their crop to be sold. With the social media, feel that the increasingly developed farmer can be others initiative to sell the crop in addition to selling face to face. With the ability of social media, farmer can also learn about the technology used is an increasingly adventures and satisfied time. Uh, that's all for me and for us. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.